Hello everyone, my name's Callum.
And my name's Harry.
Welcome to Pitch Avenue!
What?
No, I have had a lot of sugar for breakfast.
I don't think you even said it right. Like,
Did I not?
it's meant to, yeah, it's like, hello and welcome to Picture Avenue. My name's Callum, my name's Harry, and welcome to episode 3.
There you go. See, that's the correct way to do it.
Yeah, except I said I was both Harry and Callum. Like, I'm just,
It's like schizophrenia.
yeah, it's no. It's like Gollum. That's what it's like.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, Gollum and Schmeagol.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had sugar for breakfast?
Yeah, well you've been here all day.
Just a bowl of
You
sugar.
see, everything you're just there. I'm just like, you walk into my room and you just see me in the corner just, like, gnawing on it like a sugar cube.
Mm.
It's-
You need to have fibre for breakfast.
I do have fibre. I had brown cob. That counts. It's like
Fair
a gram.
dues.
Right.
But that's like lunch. Like,
It's lunch. Well, I woke up at like 11:45.
oh, fair
So-
enough. You're a late waker.
I'm a late waker.
Okay.
I remember, yeah. Anyway,
Anywho,
we are here to talk about a select number of films.
we are here to talk about the pictures. That's what we're here to talk about.
Pictures that were in this month, but actually also the month before, because that ends up being a thing.
Yeah. Because when you see like a film in its last week of release,
Yeah, we can't review everything at the same time. It's impossible, guys.
I think, as opposed to reviewing like the last month's sort of cinema releases, like
It's like
sort
the
of,
last 45 days, technically.
I was more thinking of like it's our personal last month of
There you go, yeah,
cinema.
yeah.
So
Like-
it's like what we've seen personally in this last month.
Yeah, and I mean, currently it's April, and in a
Yes.
few days, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 will be coming out.
Oh man.
But obviously, we can't review that in April because we upload on the last Monday of
Yes.
every month, and it comes out in the last week, so that'll be for May. And
Yes, it
you
will be.
bet your ass it will be our spotlight.
It will be the spotlight for
There's no hiding that. Like,
yeah,
what
no
film?
surprise or anything whatsoever.
What film trumps Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
I don't know. Maybe A Dog's Purpose. I mean,
Oh,
I'm pretty hyped for that.
oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it looks rubbish.
We'll still review it
Oh yeah, if we see it,
if we see it. We probably will.
probably. I mean, like I love dogs. Like,
Yeah, I have a cat. So.
Okay. I have cats and dogs.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
That's a good film, Cats and Dogs.
Yeah, I might as well be a zookeeper. Speaking of zookeeper, there's a film called The Zookeeper's Wife,
Oh,
so that might be applicable.
oh. Why the
To us.
zookeeper's wife?
I don't know.
Is the zookeeper that boring that like they wrote the story of the zookeeper and thought, you know what? I want to focus on his wife. That sounded so sexist. I'm so
I
sorry.
don't know what.
Like, is the
In
zookeeper that
what way?
boring? They did a story on his wife. Oh well.
I don't know.
We don't script anything. We probably should look into that. Anyway, Harry,
Yes.
do me a favour because I can't read. What are the films we're gonna review in the next 2 hours?
Well, this might not even be 2 hours.
You never know. We can never tell. It could be like 25 minutes.
It could be. Yeah,
I
but
doubt
that's highly unlikely.
It's highly unlikely.
It's like the chances of getting the Amazing Spider-Man 3. Like the chances are
Oh, that hurts.
slim. Yeah, I feel sorry for Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
But anyway,
He's doing a play in London at the minute.
you're playing. Oh, is he?
Yeah, I was in the same building as him. A little side note here. I went to go see a play for A level, and like I went down there, and then my director comes up to me and she's reading a program saying, "I want to see that soon." I was like, "See what?" It's like this thing with Andrew Garfield in. You know, it's
Oh.
over there in that other theatre. I'm like, and I went, "So I'm in the same building right now. It's Andrew Garfield." And she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, Andrew Garfield.
He's doing fantastically though, isn't
doing
he?
brilliant.
And he's a great talent.
He
And
is.
It's marvelous that he is getting work after what people considered to be an atrocious two
I really like
Spider-Man
them.
films. I see. Yeah, I mean, I love them, but the general
yeah.
consensus was that they were
Terrible.
which I don't understand.
I know. I never. You mentioned it to me, saying like people don't like Spider. You know, the Amazing Spider-Mans, and I was like, "You're having me on." I think they're great.
Oh man, yeah. Whoa.
This is another. We're starting to review Spider-Man 2 now. Actually,
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2. That's
I still have-
undisputable hit.
Disclaimer: I have not seen the originals. Shoot me, quick. Same.
Why are we spending our time recording?
I mean,
this
last night I
if
watched.
we could be watching
I watched
the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
I should really watch them.
You should do.
I even have the time. Last night I watched 3 films that I've seen like 6 times.
What were they?
I watched Grown Ups 1 and then Grown Ups 2,
Yeah.
and then I watched a Netflix comedy, like stand-up comedy, Louis C.K. stand-up
So
comedy.
you could have literally
Watched
maybe at least 2 of them.
probably all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
I was still awake afterwards. It's like, I'm a terrible person. That's what I've taken from this. But
Yeah, because you didn't watch the Sam
don't
Raimi
watch-
Spider-Man trilogy.
I
when you
don't-
had the chance.
I will. I say this all the time. I will next time. I still need to finish Breaking Bad. I need to watch like so many TV series. I need to watch Game of Thrones. I need to
Good series.
watch Lord of the Rings.
Overrated series.
There's a lot.
The Hobbit's better. I
saw
know
The
that's an
Hobbit.
I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I love
the
the
hate
Hobbit.
mail that we're not going to get.
Yeah.
Right,
Right. So this month,
6 minutes in, we're now getting on to
Yes.
the film reviews.
we are going to be talking about comedy heist film, Going in Style. I'm picking random.
I was going to
ones
say
from
that
the
that
list
is
here.
at the bottom
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
release list, man.
I read Get Out, and I read Get Out, and I read it as Going in Style. I don't know why. but-
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we got that, and then we've got Get Out, and then because Callum's seen it.
I
so-
saw it with Harry. Oh my god, I'm spooked.
Yes, we will get to that.
I'll get to that.
Sci-fi, base under siege, horror, life, sort of bottle thriller. I guess you could call it a bottle thriller, like a bottle film is like it's take place in one place sort of thing.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Bottle thriller, free fire.
I'm eating a Jaffa cake, by the way, just in case you thought my voice sounded weird.
Yeah, there's not like a bit of fluff in the microphone.
No,
or anything.
I'm just hungry.
Yeah. NASA biopic, true story based Hidden Figures.
Expertly explained.
Yes. I should have really rehearsed this. Nostalgia Fest reboot, Power Rangers, and the highly anticipated sequel, Fast and Furious 8.
I mean, they better make 10. If they don't make 10,
Apparently 10's going to be the last one.
I would hope so, because I think that's the most sequels ever. And
Yeah.
no, because Harry Potter...
James Bond. Like
And
24.
And then I suppose
films.
Harry Potter is really... They really did a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, they stopped after 8 though.
Yeah.
They should have stopped after
The
7.
thing is with Harry Potter, they were books. They were
Yeah.
pre-existing stories.
Yeah.
With this, I think the writer's just like, so we get a car,
But there's...
and we drive it, and then we have Vin Diesel, and he says, and then we have The Rock wearing a vest. Roll credits.
and just The Rock being his awesome self.
Yeah.
But yeah, they keep making them because they are so successful, and this one has been successful. I think it's been pretty huge, actually. So
we'll get on to all this.
we will do. But
Harry, what's our spotlight?
yes, before all that,
Because you notice we
oh,
probably haven't mentioned a film yet.
but there's one thing that we need to mention, which we will mention at the start of every podcast, that Picture Avenue is a spoiler-free podcast.
Yes.
So
Watch it with your cat. Watch it with your dad.
watch it with anyone who
Watch
hasn't gone to the pictures, or indeed can't go to the pictures, like your cat or your dog.
Yeah.
And
If ever we record something that includes spoilers, we will most likely scream our asses off going, there are spoilers!
yeah, like literally,
Warning! Spoilers!
like one of us will say something, and then we're like, nope, hold up, and then we'll stop recording
and cut
then,
it out,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we edit them kind of.
We really do, like, slave ourselves over, like, this spoiler-free
yeah,
thing.
so, like literally, something slips out. We're
like, oh.
Harry, oh, Callum.
Ah! We have to
Yeah.
go back and do it.
So yeah.
I've just looked at the sound levels as this is recording. I mean, every time I talk, like, it would just spike. Like,
yeah,
now
and me,
it's
it's
fine.
kind of like just sort of like little tremors.
Yeah, and then when I would just be talking and then ah! And
Anyone listening to this in their headphones right now, we are sorry.
I am so sorry.
But you know, we might have damaged your.
I mean, deafness is the new black, so
What?
I don't know.
No,
Shut
we might have damaged your ears, but we're not going to spoil films for you. So if you don't have time or the money or the energy to make the pictures, then don't worry, because we won't spoil the pictures for you. So, without any further ado,
What is our spotlight 10 minutes into the podcast?
our spotlight is live action adaptation
Nailed it.
of the of the classic Disney animation. It is Beauty and the Beast.
There's a time where we would have stopped that about 15 times to get you to say it right.
Yeah,
We've reached a level of we don't care.
we don't care.
Because it's fine. It's
fine.
more funny than embarrassing.
Yeah, I listen to like podcasts and YouTube videos and that all the time.
Someone would just be like,
lots of people get things wrong. It's you know,
It's
it's.
we're here
human
talking
nature.
for like an hour and a half. Of course we're going to stumble.
Yeah,
It's inhuman to not stumble.
yeah. I mean, these are like these aren't rehearsed. They are.
I mean, I think we didn't script the first one, but that was probably the most scripted.
It was the one that we wrote the most notes.
Just because
for.
we were so nervous. It was an hour and 15 minutes, but I think it took us about nearly 2 hours.
It was
to
a
do.
new thing for both of us. Neither one of us had really recorded a podcast
Yeah,
before.
we've recorded videos and then like edited them, but like nothing like this.
No.
But anyway, that will probably be like we'll talk more about that in another video.
Yeah, maybe when a few years down the line we'll do a Picture Avenue origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyway,
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Papa?
Now you must leave here. This castle is alive.
Do you know, I love that piano.
I know. We looked at some like sound clips to get, didn't we? We looked at different.
We did,
trailers.
yeah. But that really stuck out in my head.
Not a lot of words.
No, but I think that the beauty of Beauty and the Beast.
You can't talk about this film without saying beauty and then thinking of Beast. It's true. Like, you start mentioning Beauty and Beast, and you're like, that's the beauty of it, and then in your mind you're like,
I
say
just
Beast!
I just made an unintentional play on words. Yeah, the beauty of it, I feel, is the music, and they had. I think they had every song.
And
from
some new
and
ones.
some new, yeah, and that sums up.
That's why it was
sums
like
up.
2 hours and 15 minutes long.
Yeah, as opposed to the original, which was like 80 something minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how you can sum up the whole of Beauty and the Beast. So it's the classic story. It's Belle's father.
I mean, if you don't know the
finds
story
himself-
of Beauty and the Beast, I mean, this isn't a spoiler because you have had like, when did it come? It came out in like the 50s or something, didn't it?
the 90s.
Did it?
Yeah,
Those,
it's one of the more recent.
oh, more
ones.
well, still, but you know, it's one of those things where you should have seen. I haven't seen it,
Yeah.
so I can't really talk.
To be
but, like,
fair, I mean, back when I was younger, I used to. We had lots of Disney films on VHS, and
Same, yeah.
the ones that we would watch like loads and loads and loads would be like stuff like Cinderella and Snow White, Sword in the Stone, even Black Cauldron. And Black Cauldron's a really niche Disney animation, and I absolutely love it. But Beauty and the Beast, we never owned Beauty and the Beast, and I only ever watched it once. I think I only ever watched. It was on a channel. I think it was Sky Cinem. No, it was Disney Cinemagic. I think. it was
Oh,
called.
wow,
Something along those lines.
That's a blast from the past. That.
Yeah. I think it was,
Remember when Disney Channel was good?
yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were the days, and even then, it wasn't brilliant.
No.
Not
Now
a scratch on like their films.
now everything's animated
Yeah.
in Disney. I haven't checked, you know, let's do that.
Yeah, apart from the live action adaptations, of course.
Ooh.
Yeah, and all the Marvel films, and all the Star Wars films.
Anyway.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast, never owned it, only ever watched it once when I was little. In fact, the thing that I used to watch most was the direct-to-video sequel, which was, I think it was called Beauty and the Beast, The Magical Christmas, or something like that. It was a Christmas-themed sequel, and it was set during Belle's time in the Beast's castle, while he was still a beast. And that's what I used to watch all the time. Beauty and the Beast. I only watched it once sometime during my childhood, and again recently because I rewatched it before we went to see the live action remake. So yeah, but even then, I think having not watched it loads of times, but just watched it a couple of times and then watched the live action, adaptation. I get the sense of how good this story is.
I mean, I've not seen the original. Like, my childhood was, hey, do you want to watch Beauty and the Beast? No, you're going to play with Hot Wheels. Cool. I didn't watch, like, any Disney films growing up. I watched, like, some things, but then I can't remember if it's Disney, Pixar, or whatever. But anyway, I didn't watch it, and, like, I went to go watch the live-action one, and I walked out, and I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah. It's a great...
It was a great...
It is great. Like, and what...
The cinema was packed.
It was.
And
we saw it. I think we saw it
About
like
a week after it came out.
2 weeks after it came out.
It was...
And still 2 weeks after.
In fairness, it was Saturday 5 o'clock time.
Yeah.
Which, even if you're working on a Saturday, you're normally out by sort of 4, 5. So
Yeah.
everyone was available, really.
Yeah.
Was absolutely fully booked.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like we go to the cinemas quite often, and I don't like from experience, I've not seen a cinema that packed
2
in
weeks.
ages.
2 weeks
especially
after
2
it's-
weeks after its initial release.
Yeah, like, we've seen a massive selection of audiences. You walk in and there's like 3 people there.
Yeah.
Or it's just you.
Yeah.
Or it's absolutely packed.
I've never been on my own in the cinema before.
I have, like, once, but it's with my family.
How is it?
It's hilarious because you just get to laugh as much as you want.
Oh, that's great.
It is brilliant. But it was, like, I would say about 7 years ago
Oh, right.
when I was last alone in a cinema. But
Yeah.
it is hilarious if you ever get the chance. When would you ever get the chance?
You could book your own like private screening. Or
Yeah,
something
you
like that.
can go to most places and you can just book stuff out. You'd be like, yo, I'm having a
It
party.
probably costs loads.
Oh,
doesn't
it
But-
costs a fair bit, but I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Screw it and do it.
screw it and do it. That's good saying. Right.
Yeah, but this film is huge.
Yeah.
And rightly so, because
It was very hyped.
yes,
Very hyped. I mean,
would you say it reached expectations?
that's the question, isn't it? Like, we talk about hype and then talk about how much it hyped us and did we like it.
Yeah.
I think it reached my expectations to a point,
Oh.
and then to another point, I thought it was a bit overhyped.
Oh.
Now, hear me out
Okay.
before you start hating on me. It's La La Land all over again. I thought it was really good. I did think, yes, wow, this is actually quite long. But I was engaged throughout all of it. And I saw the reason for the hype, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is really cool. You know, Emma Watson, beautiful actress.
Oh.
Beautiful. I mean, I don't know if you saw in that it was pretty underground film series, Harry Potter. Great.
Yeah. Specifically, you know, the last 3 after she turned 18.
Yeah, when she bloomed into a woman. But, oh, right. Moving swiftly on from that, I thought, yeah, it was...
We've copied that joke from the Honest trailer from the Harry Potter films. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to credit them.
I
just
think
in case someone was,
if I remember to do it, I'll probably link that, because there's so many good
Oh, the Honest trailers are amazing.
The Honest Trailers is amazing, go watch them anyway. But,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's... when we talk about the...
But who doesn't watch them? Like, who doesn't
I
watch
know,
Honest
there's
trailers?
millions of views. If you like films, just
Yeah.
watch them.
Chances are, if you're on YouTube right now, listen to this.
It's probably been suggested to you at some point.
Yeah. That's very likely.
But like
yeah.
when we talk about films, I'm a fan of film theory and TV theory and game theory.
Yeah.
They're really good things to watch. Like when we talk about King Kong,
Yeah.
Kong King, there's like an 18-minute video about how possible it would be to have a King Kong. I'm like,
Kong King.
King Kong. I don't.
I'm
care.
still laughing at how you said Kong King.
Kong. It's a map in a video game. Anyway, it is right.
What video game?
TF2.
Oh, right. Anyway, Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. We get so sidetracked, don't
Yeah,
we? This is how we end up doing about an hour and a half worth of stuff.
Yeah, this is probably going to be like
The longest.
longer than Return of the King. That's how long it's going to
Oh
be.
my god. Right.
All right.
I did. Okay, yeah. Sum it up. I thought it was good. Not overhyped, but it was a bit hyped. Muchly? What the hell? I thought, yeah.
It was overhyped. Is that what you say?
It was slightly overhyped. Like
Yeah.
a cake, it was slightly crispy.
Okay.
That's the weirdest analogy I think I've pulled out.
I
in a
don't
while.
even think I understand that.
No.
But
I
yeah.
don't think anyone does. I don't even understand it.
Right. Well.
I need help.
So.
What did you think of it, Harry?
What I think of Beauty and the Beast, I really liked it. I mean, I feel like the danger with doing a remake of a film, especially a very beloved one like Beauty and the Beast, is that it could just be completely pointless. It could just be like, why would you need to do that? The original is just as good. Like, why would you feel the need to remake it? And what I feel like this film did is it paid homage to what was fantastic about the original film.
Wait, say that again?
It paid homage.
No, wait. Say it again. It was fantastic. Sorry, carry on. I was just like...
that was a reference to Fantastic Four 2015, in case you didn't catch on. We think that film's a load of rubbish.
I'm in my own world, and all I hear is, whenever I hear Harry say fantastic, I have to stop him and make him say
Wait,
it.
hang on a minute. Did you say fantastic?
It was fantastic. Anyway, we will review that. Like, that deserves its own
One day,
One
yes. Oh, horrible film. What was I saying?
I kind of stopped you.
Yeah, it paid homage to everything that was great about the original, with the songs and the characters. Like, the characters were all portrayed, I'd say, faithfully by each actor. You don't sound so sure about that.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just picturing Josh Gad again.
Oh yeah. You think he looks strikingly similar
you showed
to
me the
LeFou in the original Beauty and the Beast.
30 minutes before we started recording, we were just prepping everything, as you can see in our Instagram picture there on screen.
Yeah.
Go follow the Instagram account, by the way. Harry was like, "Oh yeah, look at this video," and it was every time they say Gaston.
It was the Gaston song, and every time they say Gaston, it gets 5% faster.
And I've not seen like anything. I just haven't watched anything, and then I'm like, that looks and sounds like Josh Gad to a creepy degree.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh.
So he fitted his part really well.
Yeah.
Actually, whilst we're on the subject, characters and like actors, what did you think of them?
Yeah, the Beast. I'm going to start with the Beast here.
He wasn't live action. What was that all about? No, I'm joking. It would be hard to do with just
the face
prosthetics,
was real. They put motion trackers on his face.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, he didn't put fur on his face. That would be very weird. But I thought the Beast, very well done. Must have probably got about 4 people to stand on each other's shoulders. No, I'm kidding.
Or maybe they just digitally enlarged him.
Very, very well done with the CGI on that one. Made it look very realistic.
Yeah.
The guy who played the prince, not sure if you know, he becomes a prince. Sure, that's obvious.
Yeah,
Beast.
it has. This film's been out for years, so
Been out for years. There's no spoiler there. Quite a dashing young lad, do have to say myself.
But you do realise the guy who played the prince was the same guy who played the Beast, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh right, yeah.
I mean, I get what they're going for.
Yeah.
Very attractive woman, very attractive man. Boom!
Yes.
Spike the sound. Right.
Speaking of the very attractive woman, Emma Watson as Belle.
I thought you were on about Josh Gad.
What?
I don't know.
I was okay. I thought she was good. I mean, like the singing was auto-tuned, I think.
Was it?
I think it was. It didn't sound very live to me, but
Well, it would have been recorded in the studio and then put over.
yeah, but no, with films like Les Mis, like they do that live. The singing, all that is like authentic.
And same with La
so
La
when
Land,
you hear Hugh Jackman's voice and Anne Hathaway's,
and
like
Russell Crowe.
not so much Russell Crowe, but when you hear them singing, it's like, wow, these are their live voices. They sound amazing. Emma Watson, I was just like, that voice sounds fake. And also, I felt like sometimes there were times where I thought that she didn't fit the role because during the I've said this to you before, I'll say it again. During the "Be Our Guest" song, which by the way was they did it fantastically in this film. During that song, I felt as though I had a bigger smile on my face than Emma Watson did. Because Emma Watson was just like, Belle was just sat there, just looking at all these dishes and all this
Flying
cutlery
around.
flying around in front of her. You'd be loving it, and she's just like smiling as if like she's just eating a nice bit of chocolate cake.
This is
It's
where
like something like a small pleasure like that.
Yeah, this is where the contrast between me and Harry comes out. Like, you talk about the acting, and we talk about the technical stuff.
Go on.
I think that is... Well, it's still acting. I think that's a director's point of view. I think the director would have told her to do that. I don't think that something as intricate as the Be Our Guest scene, considering all that will have to be done in post,
Yeah.
I think the director would have just said, sit there, love, and just smile a bit as if you're watching Be Our Guest.
Oh, okay.
So, like...
So rather than a lack of imagination on Emma Watson's part,
Yeah.
it's more of a lack of direction.
Yeah. But, you know, you never know. She could have just been...
Well, this was directed by the guy who directed the Twilight films.
Yeah, it's definitely director's fault. No, I'm kidding. But that's harsh for me to say. But you know, it's hard to tell sometimes. But I do think that it was probably a director's thing, because you can't imagine how amazing that
didn't fart,
scene.
by the way. That
No,
was
it's
just
the
the
chair.
chair.
It is the chair. You can't imagine how amazing that scene looked, can you?
You can't really.
With that, she wouldn't have seen it at all,
No.
because like from recording that scene to creating it would have been 2 or 3 months in between,
Yeah.
and like it's amazing.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah.
I'd give you that.
I do see your point though. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were way too not way too. We were really excited for that scene.
Yeah, and also the Gaston song.
Oh, I was dancing in my seat.
It was not going to be anyway near as what am I saying? It wasn't going to be anywhere near as good as the original one, because the original one was animated and there was just stuff that you couldn't.
You can't. Yeah,
translate
you can't
into
snap a
live
belt
action.
on someone's neck.
No, you couldn't. I mean,
No.
unless you had really good CGI, but even then it probably looked
Yeah.
really fake.
But
like,
what they did.
But what they did, I mean, they still did it justice, and I still have the same kind of smile on my face. I still found it as amusing as it was when it was in the original. And I just find Gaston as a character, like, he's such a compelling character, because at first, you kind of like you like him, and you also love to hate him.
That's the thing.
Because he's so up his own arse that it's just it's funny, and then by the end you really hate him. You despise him.
I know.
He's horrible.
He is.
He's
Like, I
nasty.
didn't know how horrible he was. You've seen the
Yeah.
original. I was there like, he's great. What are you on about, Harry? Then about
Yeah.
halfway through, I was like, I hate him.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly
and that's,
hate him.
That's what's so striking about his character, because you go from absolutely loving him and thinking he's bloody hilarious, and then at the end
You're like, oh, he's not doing it as a joke. He's serious.
and you're almost
Like-
kind of like disappointed in yourself that you liked him
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Like, wow.
Like you didn't realise at the very start just how horrible the character is. But yeah, like, I mean, like, say what you will about the Beast being beastly, but Gaston, he is, a real beast.
I can't say it because we're a bit PG friendly here, but he is a real see you next Tuesday kind of guy.
Yes.
I'll say that, and we can get away with that.
Yeah, I think we can do.
Yeah.
But he's brilliantly portrayed by Luke Evans,
Yes.
who is a great
I
actor.
keep thinking Lee Evans when you say that. It's like, he wasn't Lee Evans.
Lee Evans is also a
Lee
great
Evans is like 2
performer.
foot smaller and sweats a lot. It's nothing.
He
like
would have
it.
made a good LeFou, I think.
I still think Josh Gad fit that so well, though.
He did. He really did. And
I believe that more after seeing the original video.
yeah.
Like, to a creepy degree, that's too good. Anyway, what else do we have to say about this film?
Yeah, but what I was saying earlier is that I liked how it kept what was great about the original.
Yeah.
But I also like how they did some new stuff with it, and like they really used that opportunity. Like, it's great that they have the sort of the story as kind of like the bedrock of this film, and I think it's a nice sentiment to have this classic story in cinemas again. So that's sort of a new. I'm not sure if you can say generation, because the original only came out about 20, 25 years ago, but a sort of a new sort of set
Outlook on
of
it. A lot has happened in 25
children
years.
like are coming to watch it,
Yeah.
and like I think that's a nice sentiment that this story, this classic story, is back in cinemas. But I also like how they've taken the opportunity to do new things with it, and obviously we had Belle and the Beast, sort of impact. What are you doing?
What?
For the benefit of our listeners, Callum's
Take a
wearing
picture
his...
of it on your phone. I'll put it in the
All
editing.
right then, yeah. Callum's wearing his glasses in a rather
Harry was just talking,
unusual
and like,
way. Yeah, just taking a photo of that.
There you go.
You'll see it on your screen right now. You're making the editing a lot harder for yourself, you know.
I know. I'm an idiot. I got to edit this all like straight after we finish this. I'm going to start editing.
Yeah, but what was I saying? There was a bit where Belle and the Beast they went to Paris, like in sort of kind of like a vision. Can't quite remember what it was, but that was like you got a bit more of a backstory there, and just new stuff that they've expanded on, like the implication that LeFou has a crush on Gaston.
God damn it! I was waiting to say that.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's why I was thinking about that, and I thought I'm just going to move my glasses while I'm waiting for this. Like I was going to say, like a lot has changed in 25 years, hasn't it?
Yes.
You watch the original back. The intention is there, but obviously at the time it was more.
It was more frowned upon.
Without a better use of words, it was more of a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Now that we've all pretty much come, well, most of the human race has come to terms with it.
Yeah.
Apart
from that small percentage who can't seem to get with the times.
But
we're not going to get into political discussion on this podcast.
Here,
we're talking about
films.
Nice, simple pictures.
Yeah, but they made it more of a statement and more obvious. You know, they didn't spell it out. They go, "He's gay," but like you know, they don't spell it out, but they do it in a nice sort of subtle way.
Yeah,
that's more noticeable than the original. That's all I really have to say about this. Like, it was a good film, bit overhyped, but still really enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit on the long side.
Bit on the 2 hours and 15 minutes, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I didn't have that moment halfway through where I thought I want to leave. I was still like, I was kept on the edge of my seat, I suppose.
And there was loads of moments that just made you really happy, like filled you with happiness, like we say, the Be Our Guest song, the Gaston song, the poor provincial town, that song at the beginning, that was wonderful. It was
a touching film. It was really good.
It was touching, definitely, especially towards the end. Not going to go too much into that.
A couple of like tears were forming, and I slapped myself in the face.
quite touching as well. So really a really great remake.
Film.
Yeah, really great film as well. Like, it's great in its own right because of the stuff that it does new, but it's also great because it pays homage to the original. So it deserved all the success it got, and it was Beauty and the Beast.
Let's summarise this.
Oh, and one more thing. Ian McKellen as Cogsworth and Ewan McGregor as
so good.
Lumiere. I think
Lumiere,
yes, brilliant.
I
Enough
said
said.
that. I remember walking out going, "Oh my god, they were just so great."
Yeah.
Out of 10, I would give it an 8.
I'd say the same.
Yeah, like we both agreed on this early. Like we both said it's a good film.
Yeah.
Not a lot wrong with it.
Actually, thinking about it now, though, I'd say it's probably great. Like, I'd say it's a great film.
I'm sticking with my 8. Like, it's a good...
I'll stick with that for now. But I more good than bad.
Yeah.
Hardly any bad, really. Like Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, it's a beauty.
Right.
Well, that's our spotlight done.
Spotlight, and Harry, I have to be honest with you, I'm pretty spooked.
Spooked.
I'm pretty spooked.
Oh.
At how good I am at transitions. So Get Out was it? Get Out was a film that we talked about in our last podcast, and I was too...
Well, it's a film that I talked about.
Harry talked about. I was too much of a chicken to watch it, and I made Harry go watch it and tell me if it was worth watching for me, because I am, as you know, I am terrified of everything.
Yes.
Yes,
you are.
I am so scared. And then Harry was like, "You have to watch it. It's so good." I'm like, "Okay, I'll watch it." So me and Harry went to go watch it. It was really good. I'll say that right now, without getting into it. It was a really good film.
I'll let you have the.
Is this what it feels like when you talk about films that I haven't seen with you?
It's like you get sort of like control of like the airwaves, the YouTube podcast airwaves.
This is great.
It's great.
Right.
Power. Feel the power.
So
Get Out. You might want to explain the plot and
right. So Get Out. How to explain the plot? It's basically to sum it up without spoilers, so this is like the hardest part of. I would say, this is technically a job. This is the hardest part of the job.
A lot of treading water.
Just sort of walking on eggshells. It is about a couple, a black man and a white woman, young couple, going to visit her parents, and he blatantly says, "Do they know that I am black?" And she's like, "I haven't mentioned it. Why would I need to? Calm down, it's fine." That's all in the trailer. I can say that, it's cool.
Yeah.
It is directed by a man called... I don't need to brush up on it that much. You did talk about this for a while.
Yes.
So, directed by Jordan Peele. I was actually... The only reason why I wanted to watch it in the first place was because it was Jordan Peele.
Yes.
I love him. But then I was like, oh, it's a horror. Hell no. But no, it was really good. I was scared going in, and Harry was like, that's cool, don't worry. He doesn't get scary for like the first 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is true. Like, I was really worried, but like, Harry was like, it's actually more comedy than it is horror, or more horror than comedy. It balances out.
Yeah, there is a balance, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's definitely more... I mean, in the first half, I'd say the comedy outweighs the horror, and then in the second half, the horror outweighs the comedy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the scare factor largely comes from kind of the uncertainty of sort of the uncomfortable way that
It's the awkwardness.
the awkwardness of the main character's visit to his girlfriend's parents' home.
Obviously meeting the parents, an awkward thing as it is anyway, and
made even more awkward by the subtle racism.
Yeah, sort of racism. It does touch on racism.
Definitely, that is a prominent theme. Not sure what we can say without spoiling.
I mean, you were talking about it, and you were really... I don't know how you did it. You really danced on, lava there, talking about it. Like, I was like, how hard can it be?
It's like that game that you play when like the sofas are like safe.
You just don't say a spoiler.
The floor is like lava. Like, did you ever play that game?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, we were playing it just last week. Right.
Not really. No, but like now that I've seen it, I know how hard it is for that film to not say anything to do with spoilers, because
that's the thing. That's like I was saying. The scare factor comes from not knowing, and then when you eventually find out, you're like, oh my gosh.
So if I say anything, you just won't be scared by the film. So I'm not going to say anything.
And that the enjoyment comes from not just the laughs, but also the intrigue as well.
The intrigue about what's going to happen.
And also
next.
from the horror, if you like being scared.
And we did just watch the trailer just now.
Yeah.
Just so I knew what I can and cannot say.
Yes.
There's some spoilers in that trailer.
There is actually. Yeah.
Like literally. Like now.
If you watch it closely.
Now, if you've seen the film, right? You can do this with any film. If you see a film, go back and watch the trailer, and see what key plot points they have in that trailer.
Yes.
They are very much out of context. The spoilers they have.
Yes.
But I suppose if I watched the trailer just before the film, I guess I could piece it together. But say if I watched,
which you did actually.
I did.
You were like whispering to me like during the film, like, Harry, this is what happens, and I'm just like,
how the fuck?
Watch the film, and then obviously you realised you were right. So
and I was like, it is a bit gruesome. I will, Callum's normal disclaimer of gruesome stuff happens.
Yes.
I won't say what happens, because it's not like Hacksaw Ridge, where it's obvious that people get shot. I won't.
No, but there is a bit of gore.
Yeah, there's a bit of gore.
Yeah.
It is a 15, so that'll to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is a bit of gore, and I remember like literally in my seat, freaking out, like looking like I had a seizure or something. Just I could just demonstrate it now, but you won't see. But I remember just freaking out. Like,
yeah.
There's a lovely sound effect for you. It was really.
That's
good.
on the internet forever now.
It was a really good film, though.
Yeah.
There's not much more I can really say about it, in honesty.
Yeah.
Because I just can't cover much of it, otherwise it's a spoiler.
All right.
Which I think is a sign of a good film. To show that most of it wasn't just waffle, and most of it was plot and it had a meaning to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would give this film, even though I hate horror films with a burning passion, I would give it a 9.
Oh,
A 9 out of 10, because I walked away from it.
would you say this is your favourite horror film?
I would say so, definitely. I have seen horror films, don't get me wrong. I just hate them because they're scary as hell. But this one was scary and it made me laugh.
And would you say that, like, for someone who doesn't necessarily like horror films,
Yeah.
would you say that the comedy provided a nice balance, like
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
like a nice kind of relief
Yeah.
for all that, you know, all the horror, all the absurdity?
God, yeah, like, it was like, I'm trying to think of a Callum analogy. I can't think of one.
Right.
I can't think of one to Get Out, but like, it was literally like a nice fluffy pillow. Oh, the comedy was. I have no idea. The cold.
But the horror was like a cold shower.
Yeah.
In comparison.
A good. This is one. The horror was like the used warm side of the pillow, and the comedy provided that cold side.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can probably describe it.
Yeah, the cold side
Of the
providing
period.
the relief.
The relief.
Yes.
Yeah. That's as good as you'll get from me at the minute. But no, 9 out of 10. Tackled racism. Jordan Peele, well done, buddy. Proud of you. You'll never listen to this anyway, but
Yeah. Well, we know you're listening,
you
Jordan.
know you're listening,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Well,
The Get Out art as well.
yeah. Jordan Peele's Instagram account is basically just Get Out fan
He's
art.
really pleased of himself.
Yeah, I think he is.
To a kind of annoying degree.
Well,
I mean, I get it.
I think I'd be proud if I'd made a
If-
film
yeah.
like Get Out. Because I think Get Out is actually one of the best films of the year so far.
But all he does is just post people's art about his film.
But some of it's really
It
cool.
is really good, yeah.
Yeah. And
I have to admit that, yeah.
one thing I will say about Get Out, like I mean, I've said all I needed to say in the last podcast, but watching it a second time, I really appreciated it more.
Yeah.
Like I because you know, knowing what was happening, I could sort of look at it through a kind of different lens, and I just found myself really liking it.
I know what you
And
mean,
like,
yeah.
and one thing I noticed in particular, not getting into spoilers, is that the kind of I sort of got more of a sense of how crucial it was for him to get out, as
Literally.
in like sort of like, because here's the thing, what he does, this is something that you really don't want to have spoiled for you, but what he does, the lengths he has to go, the main character Chris, to get out of that place are, you know, they are pretty heavy, but the fact is that because of the
Circumstance.
the circumstance, how absurd the circumstances are, like you can sort of understand why he goes to such lengths in order
You
to
want
get
him
out.
to go through those lengths.
You want him to get. You do want him to.
The
you're
character
rooting for him.
development is amazing.
Yeah, it is, and I really got more of a sense of how crucial it was for him to get out of there. The second time watching it, so I think it does have a good rewatchability factor. I enjoyed it more the second time, and I can confidently say now that it's one of my favourite films of the year so far. Get
Wow.
Out is a terrific piece of work, and
Just wait till Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
possibly. I don't want to get too hyped for it though. I don't want to be
everyone's-
disappointed, but I am saying that I am very excited for it.
Definitely.
But yeah, Get Out. By the time this podcast goes out,
It'll be out of cinemas for sure.
no. I think it'll be in for one more week.
Oh, yeah.
I think it'll be its last week in most UK cinemas. So make sure you check it out if you haven't already, because it is a terrific piece of cinema. Shall we move on?
Harry, I love life.
You love
Life is great. The film? No, I hate it, but no, I'm kidding. Another calm transition.
Oh right.
God damn it.
Why don't you do one for each
I will.
film in this
I'm gonna-
podcast?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm looking at the list and I'm really,
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
Right. Life. The
So,
film.
do you want to explain the plot?
Yeah.
Or-
Well, I was already a bit spooked because we saw Get Out, and then like 3 days later we saw Life. Or something
no,
like
we
that.
saw Life 3 days earlier. I
3
think.
days earlier.
Yeah,
was
but
it?
in the same week we saw
What?
2 horrors.
Yeah. If you don't know that, Life is a horror.
Yeah, sci-fi horror.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi horror, and Oh God, I will. Okay, right. Whoo! Let me get myself. I'm like rewatching the film in my head, and I'm getting spooked.
Yeah, you're just rewatching the whole film, and you
Ah.
memorise the whole film, and you're rewatching it in your head.
Right. So Calvin Klein. He's a really good underwear model. No,
Are you going to talk about the film now?
yes, the film. We have a tendency to do this. Right. No, Calvin is the alien. I guess you could say
Yes, there's
non-human life form.
Yes, and they find that the team of NASA scientists, astronauts, they find a alien life form on Mars,
On Mars.
which sort of gains more of a consciousness over time, and then basically chaos ensues from
Yeah.
that point on. Not to go into too much detail because we're not sure what would be
A spoiler.
Spoiler, yeah,
It's
but
a hard thing to think about spoilers for this because
yeah.
hang on, because I think in the trailer they show everything.
Do they?
Yeah. Hang on.
Right, so we just watched a couple of the trailers.
Just to see what we can say about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's.
Ah!
Oh, hang on a minute. One of the YouTube videos just auto-played and yeah, made a noise. We're gonna keep all this in.
We don't care.
Yeah. All right then.
Right.
So live.
Right. So I can't say something, but I will say that Calvin is an alien that is trying to survive.
Yes.
It is a very smart alien and strong alien.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan Reynolds is in this film.
And as is
As
Jake
is.
Gyllenhaal and Rebecca Ferguson, I think her name is.
I'm not good with names. I only know Ryan Reynolds because obviously it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Who-
And he's great in this film. He provides the comic relief in what is very brutal, very
Ooh.
horrific
Yeah.
experience, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And like we say that Get Out is gory. I think this is.
This was worse.
I think this is even
I had to
gorier.
physically leave the cinema for this one.
Yeah. This,
Like, Get Out, I sat through, I was like, nope, this is fine, I will watch this.
and I just kind of sat in my seat, sort of looking at it, thinking, yeah, this is pretty gruesome stuff. But like we were saying in the first episode about how gore can be a good thing if it's justified, I felt like this really, like the horror, like the visual horror.
This was
it
so
really,
justified.
It really worked in showing how much of a threat,
Calvin.
the alien Calvin, how much of a threat
He is to Earth.
and yeah, and that's what made it. That's what made it scary, and that's what And the thing about Base Under Siege stories, because this is a Base Under Siege story. You really get to know the characters during that time because they're in a very enclosed space.
Yeah.
So you really get to know the small cast that you have, and you want them. You want them to survive, and when.
It's so
When
sad.
people, I mean, we're not going to say, what happens to them.
I mean, you
but
can
the
go
things
on the
that-
internet and you can, like, the video that started autoplaying was the ending explained.
Yes.
So, like, literally, you click on the trailer and suggested videos already come up for how the ending is. So, we're not going to say the ending, but, like, it's out there. People talk about it a lot.
Yeah. And when you see what happens to these characters,
You feel awful.
yeah, you feel bad for them. So like you care about the characters, but also you're really scared because in that enclosed space, and with that, strong, horrific, gruesome threat, it makes for a really scary scenario to play out on film.
Yeah.
And that's what makes life really engaging, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I should say something. I was kind of just listening to you
It's like,
talk.
your turn.
I was like, Life. Isn't it great? No. Interesting name.
Yeah.
But I see it.
And also, they do make a point about there is a. I mean, obviously, life. It refers to the life that they find on Mars, which
Yeah.
starts attacking them.
And
but
the
it
threat
also
to life.
yes, but it also refers to, in a more broader sense, life in general, because there is a bit in the middle where one of the characters does reference to life in general and the nature of it, about
This is in the
about
trailer,
sort of
so, yeah.
how life kills life to, survive,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Not going to go into too much detail, but they make a point about that.
The primal
And it's pretty-
instinct, yeah.
and it's pretty thought provoking. So not only is life, not only is it scary and thrilling and intriguing, it's also thought provoking in that sense.
So I remember walking out the cinema with you, and we were both like taken by this film. We were both like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We weren't really talking. We weren't like overly hyped talking. We were sort of like low key hushed talking. And I started talking about something I learned in one of my lessons. And every character in every film or like play has a fatal flaw.
Yes.
And I mentioned this.
This is an interesting.
I'll explain what fatal flaws are. I can't go into detail because obviously the fatal flaw will be a spoiler for the characters, but I'll explain what it is. You look at any film, and any character in a film, and they will have a fatal flaw. Now, say I'll create up a fake scenario. You're on a pirate ship or like some kind of boat, and the captain's fatal flaw is greed or something like that, and they just constantly want to keep like exploring the ocean, but there is holes in the boat and they need to stop and take siege or something like that.
Yes.
And the captain's fatal flaw is greed, so he just keeps going out into sea and they sink and die. And it's a fatal flaw of the captain. It's not obvious, but it fits with every character. I mentioned a few films we saw recently. There was King Kong.
Yeah.
That was hard to say.
Kong Skull Island.
Kong
yes.
Skull Island. I didn't mention La La Land because I can't think of any. It's mainly films that are like dramatic. They're easy to find some, but with like rom-coms, you can find fatal flaws like
Yeah.
curiosity, passion, love, lust, gluttony, anger.
And see, the fatal flaw, it's not always
Bad, it's
exactly. It's not by definition a flaw. It's just something which
overpowers their character.
and sort of ensures negativity, and that's in life. The characters, their fatal flaws
Are
sort
all
of-
so different.
They are different, but they also like they're all very significant to each individual character.
Someone's fatal flaw in the film is the reason why the film exists.
Yes, but
I can't say.
I don't think we should say any more about this in case that
case
we say something which
accidental,
spoils it.
It's just why I can't go into it. But literally, like you will find in most films, if something goes wrong, in Iron Man 3 is my favourite thing.
Yes.
Was it? No, it wasn't Iron Man 3. Deadpool. He said,
How did you get
I
them?
don't-
To,
I
how did
watched
you get
Iron-
them two
Right,
confused?
I was watching
Deadpool and Iron Man. They're poles apart.
I was watching Iron Man 3 the other day, right? But no, Deadpool said if something something bad happens, you can normally trace it back to one, like, shit moment or something like that.
And in life, that
That literally, you can watch life and you'll be like, oh, well, it's obvious which moment went wrong.
Yes.
It's obvious whose fault it is.
Yes.
His fatal flaw is this.
But anyway,
Yeah.
yes. So aside from the great sort of plot, the script and everything like that, the production values were fantastic.
Editing was fine in my division, looking at it.
Yeah. For a film set in space, the visuals, the editing,
Well done.
all of that was
Yeah.
pretty standard, really good.
The sets must have been so... Because obviously, zero gravity all the
Yes.
time,
Yes.
except for like 2 scenes where they were tied down.
Yes.
And then, obviously, they had to get a camera in these tubes for the space station. Obviously, there would have been open areas for the camera to move, but it's still really good.
Yes,
really
it
good.
really is, and the acting as well is fantastic. Like we
Yeah.
say, Ryan Reynolds, he was a great. It's just great to have Ryan Reynolds in a film. Ryan Reynolds is
Yeah.
really funny, really talented. Like he lights up the screen.
Green
and
Lantern, I think, was my favourite film.
that definitely lit up the screen because of how bright he was. But
Oh.
that film doesn't exactly leave you feeling bright. At least that's what people say. I've not actually seen it.
You've not seen Green Lantern?
No, I've not.
Why have I seen Green Lantern 3 times, but, like, not Spider-Man?
I don't know. See, the
That's the
three
issue.
times, the 3 times you're watching Green Lantern, you could have watched the 3
Spider-Man.
original Spider-Man. What are you doing with your life?
I am making mistakes. Anyway, so
yeah, and also, I want to say that the rest of the actors were great, but in particular, Jake Gyllenhaal. There was one moment in this film where he had me nearly in tears. Like,
yeah.
you know which moment I'm on about?
Are you on about? Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I don't know him.
He is an amazing actor. I've seen him in a few things recently in the cinema. It was this, and there was also a film called Nocturnal Animals.
Are you sure it wasn't American Pastoral?
No, it wasn't American Pastoral. It was Nocturnal Animals.
Oh,
That's just you trying to work American Pastoral into the podcast again.
What? No.
Yeah, it was.
No. Okay, yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. Basically, I just wanted to say he's an amazing actor. I think he's fantastic.
Great guy.
Yeah.
What would you rate this film?
Um,
So this is the tough bit.
I don't know. I mean, the thing about rating films is we're evaluating how we're doing the podcast while we're
doing
recording
the
the podcast. The thing about rating films is that if you give one film a 9 out of 10, like I'm trying to think of a couple of examples. So, for instance,
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're.
okay.
About.
So I'd give Fantastic
yeah.
Beasts and Where to Find Them a 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
But I'd also give. Trying to think of another really good film.
Iron Man 2.
No, I wouldn't give that a 10 out of 10. Definitely not. I'd probably give something like a really good film based off a true story. I don't know. Let's say Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I'd probably give that a 10 out of 10. But I prefer Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them personally because it's a happier film. It's a more enjoyable film for me personally, and I feel that creatively you can do a lot more with the concept of Fantastic Beasts. So I feel like I prefer that film. So that's the thing about rating films. Like, just because one film is a 10 out of 10, another film is a 10 out of 10, that doesn't mean that they are both at the same level.
Yeah.
But seeing as we're stuck to ratings here, I'd probably give Life probably an 8 or a 9. I mean, it was it was a great film, and
The ending.
The ending was.
That's why there's videos and articles all about the ending.
You see that right? The scene at the very end is quite horrendous. Really, it's horrific.
Yeah.
Like it's you're like, oh gosh, the people living in this universe that the film's set in, they're pretty.
They're done for.
They're in pretty hot water.
Yeah.
That might imply that the ending is negative, but.
I mean, it's out of cinemas now.
Yeah.
So,
but we're not saying what the ending is, and that's the important thing.
And like I said, literally, it will suggest the thing that auto-played after watching the trailer was the ending explained.
Yeah.
So you will run into it at some point anyway.
But the point I was trying to make was that the song they play in the credits,
Spirit in the Sky, man.
they play Spirit in the Sky in the credits, and let me tell you, if you've seen that film, that's not the song.
No.
That's not the kind of song you play after an ending like that.
So, I know what they're doing. It's ironic.
Yes, but we'll just leave that. So in case we say anything else, what is your verdict on Life?
I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay.
Mainly because I didn't like. I'm going to be stingy. I didn't like the gore and all that.
Yeah, but that's just a personal.
That's just a personal thing. It was a really good film. I have to say, a really good film. But I felt really uncomfortable watching it.
Yeah.
Which is good, but it's just me.
Yeah. The sort of the effect it had, the strength of the like what it was trying to do.
Yeah.
Like that was good, but personally you weren't a fan of it. Also, one more question.
Oh.
Now, a lot of critics said that this film wasn't original. It wasn't an original film.
No.
And because of that, they slated it.
But no, it's an awesome idea.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, do you think that just because this has been done before, like in films such as, Alien, do you think that affects the quality of it in any way?
That's a tough one, because I was going to say no, but then I thought there's a counter-argument there. I'm going to say no.
See, I don't think it does. Because
I don't think it does, but because it's such a overdone idea, not overdone idea, but because it's been done a fair few times already.
yes,
You kind of expect where the plot is going to go.
yeah,
And watching that, I could definitely turn to you and say how it was going to. I could tell you how it was probably going to end. I could say that because with most of these films, it ends with, "Oh no, everyone's dead," except for like one person who shot the thing in the back of the head heroically.
Yeah.
That's normally how it ends. Most of those films,
Yeah.
don't they? So yeah, it has been done a lot of the time, but it's an awesome idea. You know, if something's good, doesn't mean you do it once. If something's good, you do it again and again and again.
yeah.
So
I mean, like that's the thing. Based Under Siege, it works so well. It's a great format for storytelling.
characters get developed so easily. You start to feel for those characters, and
And then when
you don't get distracted by the story because
and when
yeah.
bad stuff happens, you feel
On edge.
you feel invested.
Yeah.
And that's so yeah. So Life. I mean, it's not it's not a cheery film per se, but it's engaging and it's good at what it does, and that's at making
Yeah.
you scared and making you realise the horror of what could be out there beyond our planet, like out there in space. You never know. It's quite a frightening concept,
Yeah.
but a great idea for a film.
It is. Do you think they were like in? They're making the new Alien film. Do you think they were just in
Yes.
the board meeting and just free firing like ideas? So our next film is Free Fire.
Free Fire, yes.
That
So
was my
Free
amazing
Fire,
transition.
yes. So Free Fire.
Yes, Free Fire.
Basically, it's directed by Ben Wheatley.
Is it?
Yes, who's
Oh.
a very highly praised director. Not seen much of his work. In fact, this is the only thing I've seen of his. And also, he directed a couple of Doctor Who episodes, which
Okay.
were pretty good.
Hmm.
But Free Fire. Basically, there's a bunch of gangsters. I think.
I'll call them gun buyers. That's what they are, really.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you could associate having a gun with being a gangster, but
I suppose.
yeah,
It's
well, a bunch
yeah.
of people. Let's
bunch
say.
of people
And they're
buying guns.
There's an arms deal, and then there's some disagreements, which we're not going to get into. And then basically the whole film is just them having a gunfight. Like there's sort of like two sides, and then it's about which side is going to win. And that's basically the whole film. Like it's in a warehouse. There's a gunfight and people talking to each other, and that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah. Now, if you watch the trailer, if you haven't, watch it now because it is an amazing trailer.
Yeah, we were
hyped.
We were
for
very
this.
excited for it.
Yeah.
It looked like a very good film.
Like, I went to go see it, and I sat down. I was like, I was really excited.
Yeah,
And we didn't see
saw this separately.
separately. I saw it with some people.
You saw it in the afternoon. I
Yeah.
saw it later on in the day.
in the day,
Yeah.
and like I was like, it's gonna be great, guys. Don't because I was with people, they were a bit skeptical about it. And I was like, guys, it's gonna be great. 10 minutes in, we were all like, should we just leave?
Right. So So me and Callum have a difference in opinion on
Very
this film.
different.
Callum, you talk about yours.
Yeah.
Then I'll talk about mine.
Right. I didn't like this film because you watch the trailer. It is filled with quick jump cuts to the beat of a music track, and you're like, oh my god, yes, explosions, guns, weird suits. That's my Sunday night. Let's do it. Yeah. Then the film contains one song that's played through a van, and it's not even awesome. It's by John Denver. Good song. Annie's song. Really good song, that. But it was just so boring. Like, yeah, there was a couple of cool shots, like an explosion here and a gunshot there. But, like, it was just like, hey, can we have some guns? Yeah, sure. These aren't the thingies. Okay. Bang, 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 bang. Great! It was 90 minutes long of just... I mean, how did you think about it? You know?
What do I make of it? Free Fire. Well, I just want to point out that there wasn't just one song. There were a few songs, but they came
True.
few and far between.
Few and far, yeah.
Like the
yeah.
trailer, like it had a really. There was a really cool song in the trailer, and it was just like.
It made it seem so good.
Yeah, but largely there was no sort of musical score. It was just the sounds of guns, sounds of people talking.
Yeah.
But that I feel from kind of like, and I don't usually tend to look at films from this standpoint, but from an editor's standpoint,
What?
I feel like Yeah, it's pretty
It's
new
weird.
for us. Like you're usually.
Am
the
I
one
going to start talking about
this.
acting now or something? What's going on?
But I feel that from in that respect, like I feel like it worked really well in like making it seem like it was real because
Yeah,
you know,
that is
realistically there wouldn't be music playing over it. Like let's
Yeah.
let's have a like rock, like, you know, electric guitar like playing over this battle,
Slow
like, you
mo
know, this-
dramatic music when they
Yeah.
stand up and limp towards someone. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
realistic.
gritty. It was like largely it was going for a gritty and realistic feel.
and it was an hour and a half long, and it felt like an hour and a half. Like,
Well, yeah, it was pretty. I feel as though it was pretty fleeting, to be honest. I mean, here's the thing. Like, what I think of it. I mean, I feel like it worked. It wasn't the most enjoyable film I've ever watched.
No.
And that's the thing. I don't feel like that kind of. I mean, like, it's quite an artistic approach to approach it in that way. To have, like, you know, a lack of music and keeping it real.
yeah,
That's quite an artistic approach to have with a film.
it is.
And it's not necessarily enjoyable, but you can appreciate it in that sense. And I appreciate Ben Wheatley for trying to do that with the film. And I felt that the characters were interesting enough to sort of, you know, sustain my interest. And I feel like if there was ever a point where it got a little bit boring, it picked up again because something funny happened or something happened that made me go, "Oh, that's interesting." Yeah, and I felt like it worked well as an experiment. You know, having a whole film which was basically just, you know, like a long gunfight.
It felt like uncut, just footage.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
it was cut, but like it wasn't heavily cut. It was clearly just like. I mean, it obviously wouldn't have been them filming from start to finish with
Yeah.
no pauses in between, but it did feel like you know when you watch a film, you can see there was an obvious scene change.
Yes,
Obvious.
but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, this
You can
yeah,
tell that it
this
is, but it doesn't
film.
look like it.
This film, I couldn't even tell when there was a scene change really, because it was
It
all shot.
was a long scene.
It was what did you say? It was a bottle film or something.
Yeah.
It was
I
all
guess.
shot in the same place, and like there was clearly scene changes, but you could never tell when one scene started and the other one ended, which was good because yeah, it was like real life, but in turn made it boring for me,
Yeah.
and I think for everyone else in the film because everyone else sat around. Someone literally got up and left halfway through.
Do you know what? During my
was hilarious.
after my screening, there was a lady that said, "Well, that's an hour and a half of my life that I'm not getting back."
Yeah.
But you know, and it's not for everyone. And you know, a lot of people are raving about this. A lot of people are like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
Free Fire's a good time." But a
My
lot of
brother
people,
was raving about it. He told me to go watch it. I was like,
Yeah.
and I came back. I was like, "The hell are you on about? It was boring as hell."
Here's the thing. Personally, like, I'm not going to remember Free Fire in like 5 years down the line. I'm
I remember
probably-
this. I remember the costumes. They were bright.
Yeah, they were quite good costumes. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It was
carry
quite-
on. I just had to mention that.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I won't remember it in 5 years' time, but for what it was, I appreciate what he tried to do. It was an all right film.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad by any means, in my opinion. But I can obviously see why it's not for everyone. But yeah, it was, you know, it was all right. And do you know what? Like, I felt like, you know, certain parts of this film, like sort of the lead up to the gunfight, it, like you could feel the tension rising, and you were kind of like, you almost didn't want it to rise in the way it did, but it did.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh shoot, like it's gonna kick off in a minute, and
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah. So I found that a little bit intriguing and compelling, but yeah, Free Fire, it was all right for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, there's no spoilers.
Not really, no.
It wasn't a very plot-driven film. But I'm not going to mention some things because obviously it would technically spoil it. But there was nothing majorly plot. There was only about one thing I would say that is plot. Because there's only one motivation that they have. It's something that if you saw this in the normal movie, it's a scene that would take like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If it went well. Like
Yeah.
I said, it's hey, can we have these guns? No, these are the wrong guns. Oh, let's kill them. That's in
Yeah.
the trailer. I mean,
There's a lot more to it than that.
there's a lot more to it, but like in a normal film, it'd be like, yo, can we have these guns? Yeah, here's the guns. Awesome. Right, let's drive off. That will be the normal thing, 5 minutes long. But they made obviously what they probably just went. What if it goes wrong?
Yeah.
And you could get a whole Mexican showdown of people shooting each other, which yes was good. I was just very underwhelmed by it. People were definitely ready to leave him. I had some guy about 40 minutes in stand up, and he literally, and I quote, warning language, I will say this. He said, "F this," and then he walked down the stairs. I put the F in because...
He literally said that out loud?
Yeah.
In the middle of it?
Yeah. Not the F, but, the actual word. And then he was sat, like, where the stairs are, and, like, it was just another, like, they just kept doing the same thing, going back and forth, talking to each other. An occasional shot would happen. And I guess he just had enough. He literally just went, "F this," and then walked down the stairs.
You almost said it then.
I nearly said it. I'm tripping over myself. And, like, I see it because there were people on their phones. People I was with, some people were already on their phone. They were like, "This is boring as hell."
Was everyone in your screening just really
There was only 20.
tired?
There was only 20 people in there.
Were they just not up for a film?
They were not up for it. I was really trying to enjoy it. I was like, "This is awesome," kind of. And throughout the film, I was like, "This actually isn't that good." And when the guy stood
it's like at the start when you think a film is bad, you're like, "No, I'm
Yeah.
going to try and give it a chance." But then,
Yeah.
like as time goes on, you're just like, "Yeah."
it was when the guy
let it
left,
finish.
I really looked at it and I thought, you know what? Yeah, this is bad.
Well, I respect your opinion.
Yep.
I mean,
We don't agree on everything. Iron Man 2, but
it's awful.
it is a good film. Oh my god.
We're going
Right.
to talk about this one day.
We have to.
All right. One more thing I will say about Free Fire. I like the acting. Props to the actors for, because I imagine they had to spend loads of days just in that warehouse and having to make sure that the continuity was right.
Oh, yeah.
Like the
I see that.
right amount
Yeah.
of dust on their suits, the right amount of blood on
That
their...
would have been a set team as well behind them, really making sure hair and
yeah.
makeup.
Props to the actors and also to the set
the
team as
production
well.
team, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
That was...
But you just made a boring film.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that you can, from your perspective, you think
I
it's
can
bad.
appreciate-
You
yeah.
can at least
I can appreciate
say that's
that.
impressive.
That is that is hard to do. That is hard to do.
All right. Then. I like how we finish on a positive note there.
Yeah, I mean the film. I mean, I guess they all looked pretty swanky in all their suits. So that was really cool. They all kind of went out in style, I guess you could say. So
Going in style.
seen that new film about how Batman died and his butler teamed up with his buddies. Nelson Mandela and the old guy down the road. I don't.
Morgan Freeman does look a bit like Nelson Mandela.
He has played Nelson Mandela in the film.
I thought that was Idris Elba.
No, I swear it was Morgan Freeman. I'm probably really wrong.
I think that was Idris Elba.
I don't know.
Hang on a minute. Let's look this up.
Okay, I was wrong.
It was Idris
He
Elba.
does look a lot like Nelson Mandela, though.
Who, Idris Elba?
No, Morgan Freeman.
All right. Yeah.
I thought
Well,
Morgan.
clearly Idris Elba does.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, I thought Morgan Freeman was Nelson Mandela for about 4 years. Not recently, when I was younger, obviously, but like,
yeah.
I saw him on the news, and my dad was like, "So this is Nelson Mandela." I'm like, "What? No, that's Morgan Freeman." And my dad just looked at me in like disappointment. I'm like, "I'm so sorry." But anyway,
Anyways, Going in Style.
good film.
So it's
Or-
a comedy caper, comedy heist film
Yeah.
about a group of old men whose pensions aren't they aren't coming in. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, something
they're
along those lines.
working somewhere, and the work cuts their pensions off. A bit
Yes.
like what's happening
So they.
today already.
Yeah,
in
pretty
life.
much. There's some kind of political allegory there.
Yeah.
And they basically decide, well, Michael Caine's character decides that he wants to rob a bank.
Yep.
And he wants to get his two friends involved
Yeah. And
with him.
like, there's not much. It's a really good. We argued this for Spotlight.
Yeah, we thought about either doing this or Beauty and the Beast, but we went for Beauty and the Beast because we had quite a lot to say about
I mean,
that one.
I could talk a lot about this, but then again, I could not talk a lot about this because I can easily just say it was a really good film. Go watch it,
Yeah.
because it was like yes, I saw issues with it.
Yeah. And you've watched it 3 times.
I've
haven't
watched
you?
it 3 times.
I've
now.
watched it the once. So I'm
really,
assuming that the cracks they start to show like when you watch it.
Yeah, of course, there's some production issues. I mean, I don't think there's a film I haven't said there's a production issue.
Yeah, there's like an edit which has gone a bit
Edit,
wrong.
someone's shirt got unbuttoned or something like that. But
Yeah.
they did it really well. The acting's great, and they're all old. But
What's that got to do with it?
I don't know. They just genuinely made me laugh, and
they're great for their ages.
They're
though,
great for their
aren't
age, and I don't know his name, but I'll look at that poster, Back to the Future.
Yes.
What's Doc Brown
they?
called
Christopher Lloyd.
again? Thank you, Christopher. Oh, there it is, yeah, Christopher
Yeah,
Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd's in this film.
And he is old. He is old, Christopher
but,
Lloyd.
well, Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman and the other guy who I forgot the name of.
I don't
they're
know
old
his
as
name
well.
either, but yeah.
Hang on, we'll look up his name just so we can credit him. Alan Arkin.
Alan Arkin, that's
Yes.
it. AA.
And he is, how old is he? He's 83. So all three of these men are in their 80s, and they're
they're the cream of the crop of
they are
acting.
brilliant.
Yeah.
They are fantastic for their
They've
age.
been acting for life.
Yes,
I think they've been
and the you know it
shows.
goes without saying.
Yeah.
They're amazing in this
It-
film.
To be honest, it feels like, although, yes, they've been acting for ages, I feel like they didn't do a lot of character development for themselves. You know, when you prepare for a role,
Yeah.
you have to create a character profile.
Yeah.
I feel they kind of just went, I'm just going to play me
Yeah.
working at a factory. That's it is that because
I mean, obviously the roles aren't poles apart from their own
yeah,
selves.
because it's just old people getting their pension messed up with,
Yeah.
and they go rob a bank. I mean,
But they're brilliant.
They're brilliant
They're
at it.
fantastic. And
Yeah.
do you know what? What's fantastic about this film is that not only is it really quite clever, like the actual like plan they have for the heist is really cool. Like it's
yeah,
a really cool.
It makes me
hit
think
film.
I
For-
can go rob a bank. To be
Yeah,
honest,
for a film which is about
90 minutes.
elderly people, it's really cool and really hip and like, and not to say that elderly people are boring by any means, but
no, I
but,
saw this with my grandma. She loved it.
Yeah,
She was laughing.
it's a fantastic film. And here's the thing about the comedy, like when you go to the cinema, and
I
you,
do.
you well, yes,
I do know.
when you go to the pictures, and
Yeah.
there are people there who feel as though they have to laugh at everything. Like there's just kind of this. I think there's this stigma with going to the cinema that you feel like if something even remotely funny happens, you've got to show some kind of audible appreciation.
This is
for
kind
it.
of me.
So like yeah, so say if someone does something that's a little bit funny, like if you're watching it at home,
Yeah.
like in the privacy of your own home, you wouldn't necessarily laugh at it or make any noise.
No.
You'd think it's funny, but you wouldn't laugh. Whereas at the cinema, like just sort of out of appreciation, you'd
do it.
You'd make sort of like an audible like a sort of like exhale.
It's the fact you got so close to the mic just to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that,
yeah.
just in case.
Like to show.
You're just like sneezing on my phone.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's alright.
But like, yeah, like you get that sort of stigma at the cinema that you've got to kind of show audibly that you appreciate the
Yeah.
film. Whereas, like like typically you don't really naturally laugh at a film like that much. Going in Style is the first film that I've watched in a long time.
I was waiting for you to
where
say something
I
like
have
this, yeah.
where I have genuinely laughed, like laughed out loud at like most of the jokes. Like most of it
Yeah,
was.
I'm watching it 3
pretty
times.
bloody funny.
I know the joke is coming.
Yeah.
I know when, like, exactly and how it's going to be said, and I still laugh.
Yeah.
And it's just a good comedy film.
It
Like,
is. And like the first minute, we must have laughed like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And like you even said to me, "This is going to be a good."
It's,
film."
yeah, like we always kind of just sort of have that knowing look, or we just whisper to each other to see if we both agree on it.
This is
we just go, yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Apart from Moonlight, where you just sort of fell asleep.
Yeah,
at the
I
end,
fell
you're like,
asleep.
It
I
was
was-
boring.
I was like, oh, that's the end. Anyway, we've talked about Moonlight tons of
Yeah.
times, but
Going in Style, it's a feel-good film.
it's so good.
Yeah.
I do recommend going and seeing it. It's still, I think, out.
I recommend going in style to see it.
Oh God.
Yeah. I'm all about rubbish jokes.
There you go. I mean, this whole thing's a rubbish joke, but I think it came out.
Whoa, where's the self-confidence, Callum?
I don't have any. I think it came out April 1st or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's only been out for about 23 days.
Yeah, it might be on its way out, but if you get a chance to see it,
It'll be around for a couple more weeks.
yeah, and even if it's out of cinemas by the time you listen to this,
Go on.
buy it on DVD when
go
it
on
comes
Putlocker.
out.
Oh, right,
What?
I was just going to say illegally download it.
D-
Don't do that. That is very illegal.
Anyway, so
I'm giving it a 10.
I'd probably give it the same.
It's not. I've never really. I've seen films more than once, obviously, but I tend to only go give it a rewatch if I missed something or liked a certain element. I watched this twice more because I liked every bit of it.
Yeah.
I thought this
It's just,
is
it's
amazing.
just, it's
Yeah.
a fun, it's a fun.
I took my family to go
experience.
watch it. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
it was the first comedy film I took my family to go see it with that wasn't just using sex as a joke. That's the issue with comedy films. Sometimes
Yeah.
they just use sex and drugs and shit as jokes.
Well, there was some drug references.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this one.
but it was funny. It was light-hearted. There was a couple of sex bits, but like, it wasn't that kind of awkwardness because they didn't outrageously talk about it. It was just funny, and it was only a 12A.
yeah.
That's what got me when I watched it for the third
That's
time.
the thing. A lot of successful comedies nowadays are like 15s or R-rated if you're from America.
Yeah.
So it's nice that
We
we've
do
got,
have a
we've
couple
got,
of watches from America, by the way.
Do we?
Yeah, I looked on the analytics. About 7 people watch from America.
Hey, our American
I mean,
listeners.
it's hard to tell if they just ticked US instead of UK, but
Yeah.
hi.
Well, but if you're from the USA, then hello.
How's Trump?
Um,
I'm not getting political. Anyway, Going Style. I think it's a 10 from both of us.
Yes, and I feel like, you could look at it on a deep intellectual level and say, oh, it provides a nice, optimistic, positive look on elderly age and things like that, which it does. But I think
You can just watch it.
It's just a good. It's
Just
a feel.
screw it
It's a
and
feel,
do it.
Screw and do it because it's a funny, feel good comedy heist film. Watch it. It's great.
Yeah. Now, this is the part of the podcast where I just go cry in the corner for about half an hour while Harry talks now.
Yes.
We've got 3 films here. I'm just going to tee you up. Get in the mindset
Okay.
ready.
Right. Get ready
It's
to
like a
talk for a
boxing
good
match.
10 minutes.
On each, right, okay. So we have 3 films here that Harry has seen that I haven't.
Yes.
We have a film that came out a while ago, and I think it's gone now, Hidden Figures.
Yes.
About how black women saved NASA, I believe.
Yeah,
You
sort
can-
of
yeah.
how black women kind of got more prominence.
Yeah.
In NASA.
We have the nostalgic Power Rangers. I didn't have time just to see it. I didn't care that much to put it to the bottom of my list. I didn't really care. And Fast and Furious 8. I'm probably going to see it because you said it's quite good.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's kind of spoiling my opinion.
Yeah.
So there's no intrigue there.
Whoops.
But anyway, yeah.
Hidden Figures, go.
So Hidden Figures is a Oscar-nominated. Well, it was an Oscar-nominated movie, and it's basically about 3 rather brilliant African-American women at NASA, and they go by the names of Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and Mary Jackson. And they were part of the one of the greatest operations in history. I'm reading this off a plot synopsis, by the way, because I've actually it's been a while.
It came out a long time ago.
Yeah. So I'm kind of just trying to refresh my memory on it. So they were part of the launch of astronaut John Glenn into space, and that restored the nation's confidence, America's confidence in the space race and things like that. And yeah, it turned around the space race, and as it says on the plot synopsis, galvanised the world. I'm not actually quite sure what that meant, but yes, Hidden Figures. I can see why it didn't win Best Picture. I gotta be honest. I think that the likes of Hacksaw Ridge and Lion and possibly even La La Land were better, but it is by no means not impressive. This is why I love films based off true stories, because they can be so they can show how much the real world can be legendary and impressive and brilliant. And I think it's marvelous, like the achievements that the 3 main characters made, and you're really rooting for them. Like obviously, to make it historically accurate, they've got to include some of the examples of some of the prejudices that were present at that time. So they had coloured bathrooms for people of colour.
Yeah.
And they had coloured sections of buses for coloured people to sit on, and it's really horrible stuff. Like obviously we look at that now and we think that's
Terrible.
atrocious. But it's obviously the context is there, and the moments when the 3 primary characters, like when they hold their own and they do these amazing things, like that just makes their moments even better. And especially, like, I think Catherine is sort of the main character. She gets the most screen time. There are several moments in this film where she just shines, and like it's so it's wonderful to watch. Like how she's part of this oppressed group, and she's there sort of holding her own. And I think it's marvelous. And there's one scene in particular where the character sort of breaks down a bit because it all becomes like the prejudice. It all becomes a bit overwhelming for her, and then that sort of makes the head honchos at NASA like sort of realise, yeah, we kind of need to change the way we need to change the way we're doing things here. And yeah, in that sense, it was so compelling. It's a bit on the long side, but it's a glorified history film, and it's so interesting to watch, and very informative, and it makes for, it is a dramatisation of true events, and it makes for some great drama. And yeah, I'd probably give it a 9 or an 8 out of 10.
Wow. What about this this other one here?
Power Rangers.
I've never seen Power Rangers, so I can't like.
You've never.
I can't like hum the.
Not even once. Not even on.
No.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I was never a big fan of Power Rangers. The only times I had ever watched it were back in the day where I used to only have the 5 channels. So on the weekends, there was hardly any kids' TV on. It was just Toonatic on Saturday and Sunday mornings. And as part of that, they'd show Power Rangers. So I just kind of watch it. I can't remember for the life of me any of the Power Rangers that I watched when I was younger. Yeah, this wasn't really nostalgic for me. This is obviously nostalgic for a lot of other people. And here's the thing: this is a reboot, so they are sort of telling an origin story for the Power Rangers. But they say that like the Red Ranger, the Blue Ranger, etc., all of their like sort of quintessential character traits are still present. So in that sense, it's nostalgic because as well as like the visual Power Ranger suits and like certain other elements which they've carried over from the TV series to this film, like you've got sort of the personalities of the Rangers still there. So that's pretty good. So it's a bit like Beauty and the Beast in the sense that they are doing the same thing, but they're also doing new things as well. So yeah, it makes good use of the fact that it is a reboot, and it feels very fresh. And there's a lot of new elements, such as one of the Power Rangers is bisexual, gay, one or the other. And one of them's on the autistic spectrum, which is fantastic because I'm on the spectrum as well. So it's quite nice that people who are who are Asperger's and anywhere on the spectrum they have someone to relate to, and we might get more of that in the coming years of cinema. And also, one of them is a young carer as well, and that's even more of a minority.
What's a young carer?
A young carer is like someone who, like a young person who cares for an ill parent or guardian.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yes.
I know.
So, so that's. I'm constantly like going, wow. Like just so many modern day things, and like then when there's like a big battle happening at the end, everyone's recording it on their phones, and it's a story of, it's a real story of redemption, because one of the Rangers, before they morph for the first time, one of them did a pretty horrible thing. One of them committed a really horrible act of cyberbullying, which I'm not going to get into.
That is modern.
Yeah, like
wow.
they all have like, not all of them have necessarily made bad mistakes, but they've all obviously got some growth and development to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like
kids,
the film the film is very positive and really uplifting in that sense, that it shows that you can always do better. You can always be like the great person that you want to become, because they're all striving to be Rangers, and it's no spoiler, obviously, that they
Yeah.
eventually become Rangers. So I think it was brilliant in that sense. Like, I mean, it had all of the fantastic things that you'd want from a Power Rangers film, or indeed an action, like sci-fi fantasy action film in general. Like, you know, you've got good fighting, you've got good character development, you've got the funny moments, the serious moments, but you've got as well as all that stuff that you'd expect, you get stuff which you're not expecting. You get stuff which elevates Power Rangers to become a much more impressive piece of work, and that is that it is modern, it's getting with the times, it is relatable, and it is, above all, it's just so uplifting. And you know, and as well as that, it doesn't stop there. You got Bryan Cranston in this film.
Bryan Cranston's the only reason why I thought I want to watch this film.
Yeah.
I just didn't have time to even like bother with it.
And it's out of cinemas now, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But Bryan Cranston, like, I mean, if he's in it, then
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and you've got Elizabeth Banks, I think her name is, as Rita Repulsa, who's a bit cheesy, but you know, that's in the ilk. It's amazing how in this film it can be so with it, you know, like in keeping with the times.
Yeah.
But it can also be a little bit in the ilk of them old cheesy Power Rangers TV series. So I think that's great. It does so much. Like, it does itself so many favours, Power Rangers does, and I think it's a brilliant film. And I walked out of it thinking, do you know what, I had a great time watching that. If it were in the cinemas longer, I'd probably watch it, be willing to watch it a few more times. And, you know, we mentioned at the end of the last podcast that there's going to be like 5 sequels to this, like 5 planned sequels. And do you know what? I'm very much looking forward to them.
Wow. Out of 10?
9. Probably
Wow.
a very strong. It's a very strong film. It's brilliant. I loved it personally.
Well, going from a 9 then to an 8, what's your opinion on Fast and Furious 8?
Fast and Furious 8.
I
So,
had to do a transition.
alright, bit of background. I have not seen any of the previous 7.
I've seen 1 to 7 in sort of like... I haven't seen them properly, but my brother watched them a lot. So
Yeah.
when I come in from school, I would just sort of sit there and watch like 50 minutes of it or something like that.
Bits and pieces.
So bits, so I know.
And
it a
what
bit.
was your impression on that?
I wasn't a fan, I guess you could say, because I just thought, you know, great. The people. I'm such the basic impression of it. People in cars, all they have guns. They're gonna do something. Oh look, there's the Rock. That was my impression of like Fast and Furious 1 to 7. I understand there's so much more to it, but like
Yeah.
I just didn't bother to watch. But I saw the trailer for Fast 8 and I was like, hey, that looks good.
Yeah, we both watched it and thought, do you know what, this actually looks like a good film. This looks like a film that we'd have a good time
Yeah.
watching. And
then you went to go see it. I was
Yes.
on holiday, but you saw it.
Yeah, now the story behind this is basically a few friends of mine from college were going to see it, and I thought I might as well go and see it as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what? From the perspective of someone who hasn't seen the previous 7 films, I mean, there are bits that you're not going to understand. There are several bits that, like, they were clearly referencing something that happened in a previous instalment, and I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I still had a good time watching it. The visual spectacle is astounding, frankly. Like, some of the things they do with them cars are wow. And it was funny. It was the characters were interesting. Dwayne the Rock, he's Dwayne the Rock. Jason Statham is Jason Statham, and Vin Diesel is Vin Diesel. Like, you can literally just define them as themselves,
Yeah.
and you know, like, how great they are just from that description.
How was the sound?
The sound. Now, here's an interesting
Totally innocent
thing.
question.
Now,
I wasn't
you could,
ready to ask that.
no,
at all.
no, you didn't plan to ask this
No.
before the podcast.
What?
No,
No.
we didn't rehearse this. This isn't rehearsed.
What?
We need to move on now before they get suspicious. Now you could see this film in two formats. You can see it in 2D or IMAX 2D. Now IMAX is brilliant. It makes you like they sell it as it makes you feel like you're in the movie, and you do feel like you're in the movie. Here's the thing:
Who?
you don't need to see this film in IMAX to feel like you're in the movie, because the visual spectacle and the sound is so it's so crisp and so astonishing that literally you don't even need IMAX enhancement in order to feel like you're in the film.
Yeah.
You feel as involved if you just paid the price for a 2D ticket. Like, genuinely, there was a scene where a car was like falling down, and I felt like I was falling down too. I'm not sure whether that's because I'm more sensitive or anything. It might depend on the person, but I'd say don't go and watch this film in IMAX because it's good enough already in 2D. Like, it's that good visually and in terms of sound. And do you know what? Like, now I feel like, do you know what? I want to go back and I want to watch those first 7 films, because I feel like I mean, because the story, it wasn't like the most unique story. It wasn't like, it wasn't a masterclass of film writing and storytelling. But
Yeah.
I feel like it worked as a fun film with great spectacle, and it was just enjoyable. So I feel like watching another 7 of them would be worth my time. I enjoyed it, and I can understand now why it is so huge and so successful.
Fast and Furious 8 is the 8th film, so I have to ask you, what would you give Fast 8 out of 10?
I'd give that wasn't a transition or a pun or anything.
No.
That was just a sentence.
A sentence. I just wanted to remind everyone I'm still here. Hi.
This is still your podcast.
I'm still here.
Yeah, you're the one that edits this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't edit it.
Harry just comes here, sits in the chair for about 2 hours.
But I bring the enthusiasm. I bring the opinions.
If it was just me, I'd just be here going, so this film was good.
No, you bring the opinions as well.
It was pretty cool, directed by some guy.
Fast 8 is a great film. I'll give it like an 8 out of 10. Most of these films have been like 8, 9 out of 10.
You'd give Fast 8 an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, Fast and Furious 8 out of 10.
Would you give Fast 1 a 1 out of 10?
Well, I've not seen Fast 1.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, most of the films this month have actually been really good. It's been a good month of pictures for us.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I feel like as the sun sets on this month, you can see that there are some good films on the horizon.
Literally, speaking about sunsets, like there's like in your room, there's like a square of light which is coming in through the window, and in the time that we've been recording this, I've seen that square just move like across the room.
It takes so long to record these because it might be like at the minute it's an hour and like 37 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
But we started recording at 2. It's now 3:30.
Yeah.
It takes a while, and even then, you came round at about 12. We were preparing. This. It takes a while,
but
guys.
it's good. This is good fun.
It is.
I'm really enjoying doing these podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But next month,
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
That
will be Spotlight.
the big one. Definitely. Yeah.
definitely.
We're seeing a midnight screening.
Double bill. We're gonna
Yes.
at about 9 o'clock. We're gonna watch number 1,
Yeah.
and then at 12 o'clock we'll be watching number 2.
Yes.
Day it comes out. Oh my god.
Yes. Literally, the very minute it comes out, I'll be watching it. Flipping out. Yeah. Very excited for that, because Guardians of the Galaxy is actually my favourite. I'd probably say it's my favourite Marvel film.
Yeah.
My favourite film, I think.
People are saying it's going to be the best film of all time, and I'm like...
Chris Pratt is like,
I'm like,
Guardians of the
whoa.
Galaxy. Chris Pratt is saying that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is one of the best films of all time. Is the best film of all time. But he said the exact same thing about Passengers, and Passengers was it was good, but it wasn't, you know,
the best film of all time. It was.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway.
But yeah, Chris Pratt. I mean, he has to sugarcoat it because he's promoting it. And
Pratt.
That's his
What's
job.
my snack?
That's brilliant. That is. Everyone follow Chris Pratt on Instagram. Or
I don't
just,
think
just on social
He
media.
doesn't really need us to shout him out.
No, of course, he's Chris Pratt of all people.
Pratt.
But yeah,
It's so good.
what else is there other than Guardians of the Galaxy?
I haven't really followed it, to be honest. Like, I haven't really... Because it's May...
A Dog's Purpose, that's another thing.
Oh, sorry, excuse me when I throw up.
It might be alright.
Marshmallows. I
Ew.
I don't know. I'm only aware of Guardians of the Galaxy, really.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see, like, what's...
Might just be an hour and a half of just us talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
It might be, yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I can't believe it's rolled around as well. Like,
So we saw this ages ago and we're like, let's do it! Okay, but hang on, I'll tell this little story before we go.
okay.
I was going to go see King Kong... Sorry,
Kong King.
King Kong
Kong's,
King...
Kong...
Ling Lang
King,
Skull Island.
King Skull.
King Skull.
Skull Kong. Skull
I was
King.
on my way to go see it, and I was a bit I was flustered with work and everything. I forgot to charge my phone. My phone was on 20%. I got on the bus, and then Harry called me. The moment I pick up the phone, my phone goes from 20% to 3, and I'm like, what? And then
I was just like,
I'm just...
come on, guys, if all of you 2 minutes
Yeah.
screening tickets, come on, you need to get these tickets now!
Before you even started talking, in my head I was like, please say this better be good. Because
Yeah.
if you kill my phone for no, I'm going to be so upset. And then you're like, God is Galaxy 2! No! I'm on my way to the cinema. I'm like, okay, I'll book them. I'm like, I'll just do it on my phone. I'm literally like on the phone with Harry, and he's just talking about how hyped he is about this thing. All I can think about right now is A, crossing the road, looking at my phone percentage go from 3 to 2, and getting this thing booked correctly. And I'm like, Harry, I remember like saying I'm gonna have to go because my phone's gonna die. I didn't even finish the sentence. I just hung up on you.
You just like, Harry, bye.
I was like, how did it? Yeah. I hung up. And like I'm pretty sure it worked. Well, obviously it has because we booked it. But like the last thing I saw was like my bank saying like transaction approved, and then
Yeah.
I didn't see the confirmation screen because my phone just died, and I was just like, oh.
And did I book?
Great.
Did I book?
Book it? So I just sat through like 20 minutes of Kong King. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Kong King.
We're not. Let's from now on, if we
It's Kong King.
ever reference that film, let's not refer to it as its actual name, Kong Skull Island. Let's refer to it as something else, like Kong King.
It's Kong King. That's all it is.
Kong King. Skull King Island.
Skull King Island.
Skull King Island.
60-foot hairy man. I sat through 20 minutes. I was like, this is killing me. I'm going home. I need to see if I book this. But yeah, nice little story there that no one cared about. So, thank you. Thank you all for listening to us talk.
Yeah, if you stayed for this whole 100 minutes,
Hi, Benito.
we
We know you're listening. Yeah. Are you just...
anyone who's not Benito right now will be like, who's Benito?
Benito was like, please do a special opening for us. And I just
If
like...
you've listened all the way to the end, Benito, here you are.
You get a gold coin.
You've got a shout out.
Well done. You're on the podcast. There you go. Right. No, thank you all for listening.
Thank you
It
very
has been a
much.
pleasure to make my butt go numb on this stool
Yes, and it's been a pleasure to sit here
in
for-
my throne.
in your little 360 chair for
I used to
a good
edit.
few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Be sure to like the video, subscribe for future podcasts, and indeed future videos. We're yet to have a sort of business meeting, I guess you could call it, for future content.
But we will do that.
Yeah, we'll get round to organising that, and hopefully we'll have more than just the podcast going up.
Yes.
Little nuggets. We might do some spoiler-filled stuff.
Yep.
And
I think for Guardians of the Galaxy, I think that we might have to do a separate spoiler film.
yeah,
review.
we could do if there's anything significant. But
Yeah.
chances are, for a Marvel film, a big Marvel film like that, there will be some spoilers to talk about.
Yeah.
So we'll probably arrange that.
Um,
And also comment down below your thoughts on any of the films if you've watched any of them.
Yeah.
So until the next
Also,
time.
comment down below what you had for breakfast today. I'm really
Yes,
I'm
whether
eager
it was
to know.
sugar or fibre.
Yeah.
Like just one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, or fruit, you know.
Fruit, if you
Or
got-
maybe you had a liquid breakfast. Maybe you had like
Maybe one
coffee.
of those people, Darren. Don't ask. I don't know.
Oh.
So thank you all for watching.
If there's someone called Darren watching this, then
He's got really spooked.
yeah.
He got super spooked.
Sorry,
spooked
Darren.
is my favourite word at the minute. I think we said thanks for watching 4 times now. But
Yes.
thanks for watching.
Until next time.
I've been Callum.
Enjoy the pictures.
Picture.
Yes.
We're trying to end this correctly. Thank you.
Thank you.
all for watching,
Listening.
My
My name's
name
no, I said this. My name's my name's Harry.
My name is.
I just forgot my own name.
My name is Slim Shady.
My name's Harry,
My name is Callum.
and thank you for joining us at Picture Avenue.
It's been great.
Fantastic.